Hey my loves, welcome to my podcast, or welcome back to my podcast. My name is Kat and I'm the creator of this podcast, which is called Finding Kat. This is episode number 18, and this episode is actually brought to you by my free workbook, which is called New Year, New Intentions. And this workbook is an interactive downloadable workbook designed to help you create intentions for the new year and keep you on track monthly, weekly, and daily when it comes to creating the life you desire. So if you want to create a roadmap to success this new year, you can click the link in my bio, subscribe, and enjoy your workbook. So today's episode is about the 5 tips on how to not feel pressure by New Year resolutions. Now, I was always one to feel pressured by all those resolutions, because I always thought, like, I would always sit here and be like, I want to work out and I want to do this and I want to do that, and really, like, I didn't want to do any of that, but because everyone else said it, I wanted to do it too. And then when I didn't do it, I was like, damn, like, I couldn't even do it. Or like, you get pressured to make those goals. Like, I don't have any goals for, like, back then I didn't have no goals for the New Year's. I didn't have no goal to work out. Now everyone's making a goal to work out, and now I'm looking at myself like, damn, do I need to work out now that everyone else is working out? So you feel pressured. You feel pressured in, like, reaching just being like everyone else, I guess you can say, especially when you're younger, because, like, all the kids posting their New Year's resolutions, so you post yours, to seem cool and stuff, and then you don't even, like, hit any of them because you didn't even want to do half of them. Like, it makes no sense. But to dive right into this episode, my first tip on how to not feel pressured by New Year's resolutions is, remember, we all fail. So I don't think I have to say more than that, but we do all fail. We all have failed. Small fails, big fails, we're all going to fail next year. We're going to fail in breaching New Year's resolutions. Then in 2022, we're going to sit here, look back on our New Year's resolutions and realize, like, damn, I didn't do this one or this one or this one. You're going to look at your bucket list or look at stuff you wanted to accomplish, and you didn't reach any of that stuff. It's going to happen. Or you're going to be working for something and then it's going to fail. Or you're going to spend hours on, like, it's so crazy to think that not reaching one point in your resolution means that you fail. Like, what I mean is, if I sit here and say, next year I want to create a 5-figure business, right? Hopefully Finding Kat becomes that. But maybe it's not going to become that in a year. Maybe it'll become that in 2 years. But because it didn't become that in a year, I take that as failure. No, because what if I'm a 4K business? What if I'm a 3K business? What if I went up to 2K? Like, even though I didn't reach that 5K or that million or whatever, doesn't mean I failed. I'm just not there yet. Does that make sense? Like, we're all gonna fail. We're all gonna have small failures. We're all gonna sit here and fail a test here or there. We're all gonna sit here and mess up on a post, and we're all gonna sit here and have a sucky episode for our podcast. Like, whoever's in that area of expertise, like, you're gonna fail here or there. Like, it's just gonna happen. So be okay with that. Understand that, and don't sit here and be pressured about failure when it comes to the New Year's. You know how much 2020 failed? Like, just in general, like, all the fails of 2020. Like, how much happened in 2020 where everyone thought, like, this year was gonna be the end of it. And for all we know, it may. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna fail. It's okay. It's all good. My second tip is to remember to do your best, and your best on a worst day is completely okay. As long as you're doing your best, you're doing great. Simple as that. As long as you're doing your best, you are doing amazing. So don't let a bad day bother you. If all you can do was create, like, 1 email for the day when usually you do, like, 6, and that's all you could do for today, then that's all you could do, and that is okay. Write that in your to-do list and get it done later. Get it done on a day that you can nail that. That's, like, I tried to do way more. Like I got real depressed after I launched my workbook, and the next day I had to like work on episodes, and instead of just working on like a few that were good and realizing, okay, these aren't the ones that I have been making, because 5 episodes were okay and 5 other episodes were complete shit. And if I just realized like, hey, like these 2 episodes came out shitty, maybe I should stop, and I have stopped, I wouldn't have wasted 6 hours of my time creating those episodes that I ended up just at the time being I was wasting my time, but now I learned from it, and it wasn't a waste of time, because it made me really realize like, hey, I really need to stop trying to be a robot and be human. And if I can't do it for today, I can't do it, and that's okay. That is okay. Remember, it is okay to do your best on your worst days. As long as you are doing your best, that is all that matters. That is it. My third step is patience is key. Like I was saying when I was talking about my business, if I sit here and say that I want a 5K business, 5K revenue business by the end of this year, right? By the end of 2021, that's my New Year's resolution. And I'm a 3K revenue business, right? I can sit here and take that as a failure, or I can sit here and be like, okay, I just have to, I'm gonna try and put 6K or 7K or 8K for my 2022 resolutions. You get what I'm saying? Patience, it's key. You're not gonna get everything when you want to get it. It's gonna take time. The world gives you what you need, not what you want, okay? So it's okay. You can take your time. Everything's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. Don't rush it. When you rush it, that's when it gets messy, and that's when you don't really get to enjoy it, I guess you would say. But yeah, patience is key in these situations. There are people who have spent 15 years in the area that you're in who have done amazing, but they've also been in the business for 15 years. Now, step number 4 is put what you want out there and just trust. Like, what I mean is, the key thing is to trust. Trust the world. Trust that your intentions and what you are manifesting will happen. And always make sure you are working for that something to happen. Right now, I don't stress about like money, about really anything, because I trust the process. I trust that the energy that I'm putting out there, the work and all the hours that I'm putting into this, that it's gonna reciprocate itself one day, and I'm gonna see what it is. Like it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow into what it is, because right now I have so much freedom, so much happiness, so much abundance, and just people who are actually listening, and hopefully I'm helping, and hopefully they're getting some type of knowledge from these videos. And I just know for a fact that the amount of people who listen to these episodes are gonna grow. The amount of freedom, the amount of happiness, the amount of abundance that I already have and I'm already getting is gonna grow. So like, trust in the process. Like, let's say for your goal you put that you wanna work out, you wanna be able to lift 500 pounds by the end of this year. Let's just put that as a goal. I don't know if you to be honest, if it's attainable, do that if that's what you're going for. But I personally am not a fitness coach, and I don't know if that is possible. Maybe it is. I really don't know. But let's say if that is your goal, to lift 500 pounds by the end of this year, okay? So you're going to sit here and you're going to want to pick up like that 300 pounds and be like, yeah, I got this. But that's not how it works. You're going to have to start with the small pounds. You're going to have to work on your muscles. You're going to have to work on your deadlifts. You're going to have to work on your benches. You're going to have to work on, like, it's going to be bit by bit, weight by weight, because you don't want to strain your muscles. If you strain your muscles and you try to rush the process, what are you going to do? You're going to mess it up, and you could then end up pushing yourself back. That is why patience is key. If you understand. You see, I'm connecting things. Like, it's amazing when things connect. But you gotta trust in it. And guess what? Let's say you don't reach 500, but you reach 450. Let's just say you reach 450 by the end of this year. Don't feel discouraged. Be like, yo, that means that I can put on my goal sheet to reach 600 pounds. Let's just say you want to now pick up 600 pounds and you want to reach that goal by 2022. Then you can, because you already know that you can do it. You're going to reach 500 already. You already reached 450. You went from picking up 100 to picking up 450. You can definitely reach 600 if you really want to. And you work for that. And you trust the process. And you have patience. And you trust that what you're working for and the energy you're putting into everything and the heart you put into what you do is going to reflect one day. And is going to just... My fifth and final point is remember we all have value. Now, sometimes it can get hard and sometimes you can compare yourself to a lot of other people. I compare myself to others way much more times than I've wanted to. I still do it. I used to do it a lot. It gets tough, and you just have to remember we all have value. It gets tough sitting here because I sit here and I say, okay, what if I got a psychology degree, right? Then I would be more credible to my listeners. But I don't want to do that. So why would I sit here and do something I don't want to do, but push to do what you love to do if I don't love to do that? But when I talk about depression and anxiety, then people will listen more because I know more. But also, I know a lot about it because I go through it. And it's not just me reading off what I've read in a textbook. It's me explaining, like, hey, these are the emotions I felt. This is the tips that helped me. This is what I did. This is what I can do. And I'm just trying to explain that we all have value. We all know something someone else doesn't know. We all have... A lot of us can connect on things that we have been through, and that is why there's Instagram and YouTube and all these pages, because everyone has something that we can resonate with. Like if you're a mom, you can all resonate with any like mom Instagrammers, and you can if you love crafting, you love viewing crafting pages and easy tips to craft. And if you are a psychology major, you may like watching videos that are people diving deep into what they went through with their depression, or what they went through with their anxiety, or what they went through with their trauma, so you can understand a person more. We all have value. Like, we all can learn from each other, and I just want everyone to remember that, especially going into this new year, is that you don't need to be like everyone else. You really don't. I don't need to be like everyone else. And it's crazy when I come to these episodes and I speak, because I talk to myself. Like, when going back to these episodes and listening to them, like, I sit there and I'm like, yeah, you know what, she's right, forgetting that it's me speaking. And to be honest, I truly just say, like, what I know I need to hear, because this is all stuff that I'm gonna have trouble with when going into the new year. And I know I am. I know I'm going to sit here, and I know I'm going to get pissed off if I fail. And I know that I'm going to try and do, as best as I did yesterday on a bad day. Like, I know that I'm going to be impatient as hell. I know that there are going to be times where I think that nothing I'm working for is going to actually happen. Like, I know I'm going to sit here and compare myself and think that I have nothing valuable to say. Like, I know this is going to happen. I can sit here, I know myself. And I also know that this happens to a lot of people, and that's why I created these tips. So please, 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 when going into this new year, if this is something that tends to bother you, especially feeling pressured about any New Year resolutions or just New Year's itself, then please remember these 5 tips. Remember that we all fail. Remember, it's okay to do your best on your worst days. Patience is key. what you want, put what you want out there and trust that you will receive it. And remember, we all have value. These are key things to remember, especially if anything that I said sounds like you or resonates with you, then these tips are key for you. So, to wrap it all up, I am super grateful for you listening to this episode and to future episodes. I hope to help you resolve those everyday burdens by helping you unify your mind, body, and spirit to reach true well-being. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment if you loved my energy and if I helped you in any way, shape, or form, because I really would love to know. Remember, you got this, you're amazing, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. See you soon.